Hi there, it's Emma from Emma's Cards and Paper Crafts. Welcome to another day of my countdown to Christmas. Today is 3D Thursday, so every day in the lead up to Christmas we are doing a project using the A Little Bit Festive Designer Series paper pack. In this paper pack you get a lot of die cut pieces that are pre-cut, so I've based my projects around all of these pieces, and today I've got this frame here, and I thought this would make like a nice frame for the top of a box. So I'm going to re-size the box that I've done previously. I'll tag my previous box video in this description as well, but we're resizing it slightly to base it around this frame. So this frame will fit perfectly on the top of the box as sort of our centerpiece with that box. So what we are going to do, I'm going to put that off to one side. I've got two pieces of cardstock here. One piece is 9 by 7 3/4. This is going to make our main box base. We're going to score each side at 1/2 inch, then 2 inches, 1/2 inch, 2 inches, 1/2 inch, 2 inches, all the way around. And that'll make our box base. And then this piece here is going to make our box wrap. So it'll be like a matchbox style box, and that will go around our box like so. And then our frame will fit perfectly on the top there like so. So we're going to start off with doing our scoring. I'm going to take off my blade so I can't accidentally mess this up and cut when I'm supposed to be scoring. And stabbing yourself with the blade is not a good idea. Why? You're not coming off, blade. There we go. So we can't make any mistakes now. So each side we're going to score at 1/2 inch and then 2 inches. So let's get those out of the way. So 1/2 inch and then 2 inches. And then trying not to touch the paper now with my thumb because I've gone and made it bleed from stabbing myself with the trimmer blade. Right, so 1/2 inch and then 2 inches. Turn it again. I'm going to do 1/2 inch and then 2 inches, and the last side 1/2 inch and then 2 inches. So now if I've measured correctly, my frame should fit perfectly on that centerpiece there. That means my box is the correct size. That's all good. So now we're going to take our snips, and this entire L shape on each of the corners we are going to cut off. And when we do that, we're going to actually notch our little corners here and here. So I'm going to do that first, there and there. So just remember, we're only taking off the skinny L-shaped piece. We don't want to take that big square out because that's going to be our flap for holding our box together. Like so. last corner. Right, and then I'm going to cut down this edge here actually. So cut down there, down there, and then lastly there. And then we're going to notch the sides of these just a smidgen, not too much, just so that we get them to fold nicely when we sandwich our flaps. So I have made this box in mind for a certain project. One of my kids is very, very fussy when it comes to Christmas and selection boxes. They're not a fan of the whole mixture of things in a selection box. They just like one thing. So I've got some of the oh, I can't think what they're called now. They like the Cadbury reindeer thingies. Can't think what they're called, but they're the Kit Kat ones. So I've got some of those to put inside it. Right, so we've already done, yeah, we've notched all of those now. So all of this little pile here can go straight in the bin. So this is what your box template should look like now. And we're just going to give those sides a good fold in. And then these sides a good fold in. So this will come up like so. And then these little flaps will go over the top to keep it nice and sturdy. Like so, that one's. I need to notch that down just a little smidgen more. It's a little bit high in that corner still, and it's not folding up very nicely. So we should take a smidge more off there. So it's all part of the testing process. So I like to test it all before I actually finally glue it together. So that one's sitting nicely now. And then that one's sitting nicely. And that one's sitting nicely. And then these bits will fold down as well inside, just to give them a little bit of extra strength. So you can make your box with either wet glue or tear and tape. I tend to use wet glue. I find it's just that little bit stronger and lasts that a little bit better. So I'm going to be gluing mine down with wet glue. So I've got my Tombow here, and start one end at a time. Put a generous amount on there, but not too much, and don't go too close to the edges because you don't want it to squeeze out the sides when you're gluing it down. Right, I'm going to put my flaps over for now, and then I'm going to grab some of my little library clips to hold it into place just while the glue sets. Next side. The reason I put this flap straight over is because that means it's got a perfectly straight corner there. So that's another clip. And now these ones are going to be a little bit more tricky because we're folding that end in. So I'm going to carefully slot these into place. And then glue both at the same time because they're going to take a bit of wiggling to get them both in. So I'll hold that one in place a second. And that one there. And let's just grab a couple more clips. I've got a couple more just here. There's that one. And then the corner tucked up nice and flat. There we go. So we'll just give that a few seconds for those corners to completely dry. So, and then we've got a nice, decent sized box. I'll just get my the goodies that are going in my box. So I didn't know how many I'd fit in this box, but they're Kit Kat Santas, not reindeers. It's the reindeers that are the other chocolate, the Malteser ones, but they do a reindeer version. So, do you know what? I think we might fit all 6 in here. So we can get a double layer. So all 6 will fit. Just like so. So, perfect. Let's carefully take those back out again while it's drying. Can't believe that is the perfect size. We're basing it around the lid of the box rather than the chocolates, and what a perfect size it's turned out to be. So I'm just going to leave those on a little bit longer. We can glue these sides down. Then we'll switch out our clips and put the clips on these ends for a minute. Like so. Then we're going to pop this one down. Like so. Lift these bits back up again. There we go. Yeah. Don't ever grab your blades round your trimmer. They are very sharp. So there you go, great advertisement. Don't grab your blades from on your trimmer. But right, I'll just give those a couple more seconds to dry. So with the wrap part of it, I don't go by specific measurements because I find that like nearly every time I actually try and make a wrap properly, it always is too tight or way too loose when my measurements were slightly out. The last time I made this box, I used Donna of Taffy Crafting's method of rubbing. So we gently get our, put our box straight in the middle, hold it down the bottom. When you get to the corner, just give it a gentle rub, like so. I'm going to flip it around, keeping it in the same place. Didn't stay in the same place, did it? Like so. And then I'm going to give it a gentle rub the other side as well. And that will make our perfect top. So when we fold this down, we're going to make sure our sides are perfectly parallel. I'm going to rub down, and where are my bone folders? There we go. So bone folder along the edge, and then we're going to do the same this side. So again, just make sure you're lining your cardstock up. Good. Right, so that's going to be the top, and then obviously we've got to do our other folds around the bottom in a minute. But we're just going to go back to gluing this now that I've given it a few seconds for the glue to dry on that flap. We'll go back to gluing these flaps. So I do like the wiggle room that wet glue gives you when working with it, but then also sometimes when you're doing projects like this, it takes a long time to dry. And then this side. There we go. Right. Come on. Stick. Just going to give it a few more seconds. Can't believe that just by chance it's perfect size to fit 6 of them in. So what are these actually called? They're Kit Kat Christmas breaks. Both these and the Malteser reindeers. They do the Malteser bunnies at Easter, but at Christmas Day they do the reindeers. So both these Santas and the reindeer ones my daughter loves. So she's going to get one of those instead of a selection box. I think that's going to be long enough. Okay, I'll take all my clips off. So this time we're going to flip the box upside down in our wrap, just so that we've got the sturdiness of the base of the box. I'm going to rub along that edge gently, and I'll flap up again and rub that edge gently. Take it out, and we're going to burnish those sides again, making sure our edges are perfectly straight. So this way your wrap is made to your box, and you cannot get your measurements wrong because we've already measured it round and we know it fits. So that's the way up it'll go. There's that and there's that. So we know it's a perfect fit, just like that. So now we're going to get some glue along this edge here. Can't remember if I actually told you now, but the wrap piece is 11.5 by 5 inches wide, because our box is now 5 by 3 3/4. So we're gonna give that a sec to glue. Pop it down that way. If we fill it up, actually, then it's gonna have some weight in it to hold the glue down, isn't it? So let's line our Kit Kat Santas in there. Like that. So it gives it a little bit of weight. And now we're going to look at decorating our top. So that is our centerpiece there, like so. I hadn't decided what we was going to put in the middle just yet. I don't know whether to put a die cut with a sentiment on there, or whether to hadn't thought this far ahead. I just thought about making the box and that seems like enough of the time. Where's my little baggie of my extras? Because I feel like my little baggie of extras could come in handy now. Oh, I only had them yesterday. I made my yesterday video. Here they are. There we go. Right, so I feel like a bow would go on there nice. But I can't use too many of these because otherwise I won't have, well, I'm sure I would still have enough for my Wednesday projects. So I've only got, I think it's 2 more Wednesday projects to go. Or is it 3 more? 3 more because Christmas Day is on a Wednesday, isn't it? Nails. I do not enjoy having them sometimes. They look pretty and everything, but I don't enjoy having them sometimes. I think they would go with the bow. If we hadn't have already been silly and glued our wrap round, should have thought ahead and decorated the front before we glued it round. There we go. We'll stick with our bow, and then we're going to find a die to cut out our sentiment. There we go. Do you know what? I've got this nice gold here as well. We could just keep it simple and just do a wrap around bow, but put it underneath our frame. So this is new, this trim here is from the new January to April mini. So sneaky peek of this, but it is one of my new favourite ribbon trims, whatever you want to call them. So we could just tie like so. That's not very straight because I've got one tail much longer than the other. Yep. There we go. Let's try again. It's not fun to tie bows with, that's what I've decided. Top around like so, a bow in the middle, and then we only need to glue down the top and the bottom so that you can still pull your ribbon out so you can open it. And then I feel like that's nice and simplistic, but like not too much. Because it kind of fills the green space, but like also makes it look pretty. I think we're going to do that and then just glue these edges down. Leave this section unglued, just glue these edges down here. Or I've got an even better idea. I have these. You can use these. They're like dimensionals, but they're dimensional strips. Put the strips along our edges, so you've got room to tuck and untuck your ribbon if you wanted to reclose it. Like that. Let's bring that back in then. Bring our bow through. Carefully stick that down. There we go. Rearrange our bow a little bit. Like so. And then maybe we could put some sparkles on it too. So, I feel like we need gold sparkles just because we've got gold ribbon. I feel like it's time to break out the big gold ones. So, I've not used any of the big gold ones yet, so. Normally go 3, but like, I think 3 is going to look a bit odd, so I might do 4, 1 in each little corner. Yeah. So, 1 up there. 1 there. 1 there. Don't run away. And 1 there. They're not completely perfectly in a rectangle, but they'll do. So there we have it. There is our nice little tree box. So I hope you've enjoyed our 3D Thursday today. And now my daughter has her selection box. It's not really a selection, it's just a box of the same thing. So I hope you've enjoyed watching. Tomorrow will be Fun Fold Friday if you want to pop back tomorrow and see what we make tomorrow. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.